Hey guys, it's Susan, your AuDhd Master Coach here today to help you kickstart your week with Mindset Mondays. It's a playlist designed to empower level 1 AuDhd adults and get your week going. So today we're going to be talking about stop being a pushover. Well, we will help you to learn to stop being a pushover and say no and put yourself first, even with your family. That's right. You might think that putting yourself first is easy. Oh, heck no. Yet every time you try to set boundaries, you continually back down. Well, there's several reasons for this, and we're going to go over them today. So, after all, how many times did your parent or another adult, like a teacher or a pastor or aunt or whatever, tell you not to be selfish? My mom, all the ever-loving time. So much I was always letting my two friends play with my new Christmas toys, especially I remember Baby Boo. And guess what? They broke them. And then the one girl, because she got Baby Boo for Christmas too, she switched my doll with her Baby Boo. So she didn't break my doll. She broke hers and then brought hers over to play and switched them. Yeah, after that, my mother didn't say that again. So she learned a lesson too. So did I. But how much social pressure is there really? You think of, it's not that much. Well, let's see. Um, well, there's social pressure to share with your friends, you know, do for them what they can't do for themselves. Give yeah, give everything to your church. Been there, done that. Um, be nice, be polite, never say no, even when someone's insulting you or being rude to you. Don't advocate for yourself, and this one gets me. Train your replacement at work before they let you go. Y'all, this one is, I want to say demonic. I said devious because it's evil. And on and on and on. I'm sure you could figure out more, and you will in the upcoming slides. But it's surprising how difficult it can be to start prioritizing yourself without feeling guilty after for years and years and years you've been putting everyone else first. And now where are you? Where are you now? Are you burnt out? Starting to burn out? Well, if you're having trouble putting yourself first, where a lot of people do at first, so you're not alone, and it doesn't make you weird. It makes you normal, okay? So maybe it's time to take a look at what 3 toxic core beliefs that may be holding you back. All right, so the first one, people won't like me anymore. Now, this belief is the bedrock of the putting yourself first is selfish credo. If you start to say no or set some boundaries, then maybe people will stop thinking you're a good person. Well, if you think this, you're a card-carrying people pleaser. And, they might even stop being your friend. It's a fair bet that if you've been a pushover to date, once you start saying no, you're going to get some pushback. And, they might call you some names or anything like that. But it's very unlikely that your friends and your family will desert you. Well, mostly, some will if they're really dysfunctional and selfish, gaslighting, and narcissistic. So be aware and take care of who you're giving your time to. If you're polite but firm, they'll usually accept that you can't run yourself ragged, like you've been doing what everyone else wants all the time. So they might even respect you more for your honesty. And if they don't, now you know which boundaries to set and with whom. You also know who is there for you when you need assistance and support. So pay attention. Number 2, but I'm the only one who's always there. Well, cut yourself and everyone else some slack and let other people help too. And as a bonus, if you make sure your own needs are satisfied, you'll be in a much better position to give at a later date, and you won't be, mad about it. So this is the eternal caregiver, and this is an insidious role to take on. Yeah, you got a card too. Pushover, pushover, pushover. It can even become emotionally manipulative. Most of the times it does. Now, you can look deep into your heart and see if you're maybe a little prideful. After all, are you always there as you're setting yourself up as Little Miss Perfect or Little Mr. Man, whatever you want to call yourself? Someone who no one can criticize, the perfectionist. And eventually someone who becomes burnt out and resentful. Once these resentments come out, man, the gloves come off. You might lose your cool at the wrong person at the wrong time because you're fed up, you're frustrated, and you might not even be mad at what's going on in your face at the moment, and that will confuse the people. And so trying to set up boundaries right then, they won't know what you're trying to do. So you want to avoid being burnt out and resentments because you can't set your boundaries correctly when you're screaming out resentments. It's just not going to be heard, okay? And the third one, I should always put other needs first. Well, sure, it's important for kids to learn to take turns and be polite. But in adulthood, it can become emotionally toxic to always put other needs before your own. Now, I'm going to say something about the kids there for a minute, because sometimes kids need to say no too. It's not fair. It's not right to expect your kids to always be polite, to always put others' needs first, and let them sit in that frustration. How You're not teaching them boundaries. You're teaching them to be a dumping ground, you know. You're teaching them what you're here to unlearn. So while you're unlearning this too, remember, if you've got children, you have a spouse, all of you guys have to unlearn this at the same time in order for your family system to function. Because if you're already like this, you're dysfunctional. Your family is dysfunctional. I'm just going to say it. Okay. And you might need a lot of work. Not just you, but your whole family. So you have to think about, what adult systems can you think of that tell you to be selfless and put others first consistently? All right. So we're not talking about the sometimey people or systems. We're talking about the consistent ones. Okay. So we stated family, schools, churches, work. Can you think of more? Because not all of us are in the same systems. So if you can think of more, put them down in the comments, because I want to know where you're coming from. We're not all the same, and we all experience different things. So yeah, throw it down in the comments, because I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know, girl. Do they always say set boundaries and self-care for yourself? No, nada, zilch. Mm-mm. So when you do this, you're training your unconscious mind and your kids that your own needs don't matter, that other people are more important, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your significant other, and that you are undeserving, your parents, your job, whoever. And that is a recipe for thinking small, believing you can't achieve anything, and that you don't deserve to succeed. This is where all this comes from. Now, pay attention. So, these 3 toxic core beliefs need to be challenged and overcome if you're going to develop a healthier attitude of putting yourself first. Now, like changing any habit, you need to practice and take baby steps first. This is not going to be easy. This is going to be a little bit painful for you. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to hear the self-talk in your head saying, "Oh my gosh, you're this, you're that." And my self-talk doesn't talk very nice. My self-talk talks crap all the time. But you know what you have to do? You have to tell that critical self voice to STFU. However you want to say it, you have to be rude, crude, and socially unacceptable with your critical voice, or else it's not going to hear you. So practice saying yes every day to what your body, your mind, and your heart needs, and stop being a pushover. Yeah, thanks for listening today. Don't forget to come back every Monday. Check for when it's going to be posted, and some of them I might even do live. We'll see. But thanks for being here today. And don't forget, stop being a pushover. Start today. And let me know at the end of the week how it went. I'm curious and I'm here for you if you need anything, if you have questions. Please let me know. Aloha.